Welcome. We're reading the green. Just some guys who like golf, beer, playing DFS, hosted by Mike. Well, normally, but he's in Vegas. So you're stuck with me tonight. You have Kyle. We have Jordan. Jordan, how's it going?
Good. I was telling you how I've prepared even less this week than I normally do. So without Mike here to guide us along, the pressure's really on you, Kyle.
So we have no Mike. Jordan might have ate something bad earlier, so might have to disappear at some point. And it's the week before the Masters, so I feel like everyone's a little half-assing it. So we're going to try to put on a great show. We'll do our best. You might hear a lot of me talking, so I apologize right now. But so Mike's not here. He is in Las Vegas. I'm pretty jealous, not gonna lie. Jordan and I have been to Vegas together once upon a time, and I think we're both beyond due to go back.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I mean the craps table is just calling my name. I can hear it whispering out there. Come lose money, Kyle.
Oh, I wish if Minnesota had craps, I would like it very much.
It's better this way though, because then it's like it's a special thing as opposed to something we have access to on a regular basis.
It's a treat.
So naturally, when Mike got to Vegas, the first thing we started talking about was some future odds for the Masters, if there's anything we should do there. And we actually we all have a connection that's been there recently. Jordan had a neighbor out there that looked at some bets for him. I had some buddies out there last weekend. So Jordan, I think you jumped in the Masters future market, right?
Yeah, got in. I did 5 bets. 3 of them I'm happy with. One of them, for some reason, the hotel my buddy was at, Jason Day wasn't on the board. So I couldn't bet Jason Day. And I was like, I tried to go for all longer shots because I want to win money, not just like Scotty Scheffler. Cool, you won 90 cents on a $1 bet. Good for you. I don't know. I think he was plus 900. So I guess you would have won what? $9 on a $1 bet.
Correct. Yeah. Well, and it's hard. It's hard betting the week before because the way the future market works, they'll throw these out there, and then as people do well, they'll bring their odds down, but they don't reset the board. So you're gonna have guys go the other way next Monday, like Will Zalatoris, I would guess, is gonna jump up. Pat Mayo think you might get him at 40, 45, 50 to 1, where I think he was 20 at what Mike sent us. So
did you see him putting? I'm never gonna bet any money on him.
Last year didn't bother me as much as it has the last 2 weeks, just because it seems to be more of a block. Last year it kind of seemed to be just whatever his funky thing. He still made the putt. Yeah. This year he's not making some of those. That's
he literally stopped halfway back and then kept going.
But if I can get a 50 to 1 on Will next week, I'm doing it. I'm a Will guy. I've always been a Will guy. I can't not fire that.
Yeah. Now
who did you all get?
So the 3 that I'm happy about, even though I saw Mike's, so I got Sam Burns, I got Sung Jae, and I got Hatton, are my 3 happy ones, and then I got Matt Fitzpatrick and Tommy Fleetwood. Fleetwood's my real shot in the dark.
And this was before the match play, right?
Yes. Yeah. Which is why
the Burns
Sam Burns at 35 to 1. Mike could have gotten him at 40 to 1 yesterday when he sent the thing.
Oh wow. Yeah, you got to shop lines, especially in the books out there, probably. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Also, who's gonna walk to different hotels to? I guess maybe if they're all online and you can see it before you go. But yeah, I wasn't there. The guy was at a different hotel than he was than the list that he sent me.
Mm-hmm.
And after I I was like, all right, whatever, just go get them. They're not going to be that different. But yeah, so I got Hatton at 55 to 1. That's the one I think I'm most excited about. He's been playing so good. If he can not lose his shit at Augusta.
Yeah. What didn't he have some choice words for it in the past
Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
Yes, he has.
I like the hat, and I do like the idea of just when you have the potential like that to throw something in Vegas. Granted, you know, you can drive to the Iowa border now, but it's
Yeah, I
just
could have
it's fun.
texted a bunch of people to do it on their phone, wherever in their bedroom. But
Yeah,
now I've got these, and I have to go cash them in, Kyle.
yeah. See,
Right? If I
exactly.
win,
So
I
hold on,
have
we
to
have to go to
go.
Vegas. We have to go.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess it does say you can mail it in. That's lame.
now we gotta go. We gotta maintain that story. Be
Don't
careful what you
don't
say.
tell our wives, and we know they don't listen to us.
Oh,
So
somebody has in the past before and just happened to walk in the room right as you said that.
oh, get out of there. Get out of here.
Uh, so the whole concept of this got my wheels spinning though, and like what other futures bets from might I like, if we're telling Mike to take a look at something. So I looked at the Masters as well, and I don't have any futures in the Masters at this point in time because I feel like I missed some of the good numbers, but some that popped out to me on DraftKings Sportsbook, you can still get Xander at 20. Uh, he's had some great course history at the Masters. Hasn't won, obviously. He had that water ball on 16, I believe it was, like 2 years ago. That's kind of sunk him, but I'd be intrigued there, especially I'm going to see what that number does next week. Homa at 25. I'm guessing that number
That's-
goes down.
yeah.
So, and then he's a guy that doesn't win. He's only won once before, and we'll talk about him plenty this podcast, I'm sure. But Corey Connors at 80. Did you know Corey Connors has 3 top 10s at the Masters
I had no idea.
in a row? So that was intriguing. So looking at the other majors this year, the PGA is at Oak Hill. So did a quick little look there. They did a big redesign back to the original view of Donald Ross, removed lots of trees, opened up the course, trying to not make it as much as you get in jail if you go off the fairway, but open it up for more birdies. But they also shaved the runoffs. Added new tees to add lengths. It's going to play at 7,400 yards for a par 70, which is pretty fierce. So there's a lot of things there in my mind that add up to Cameron Young, and you can get him at 40. And maybe that's some recency bias after what we saw this past week, but
That's pretty good.
that intrigues me. Then the US Open, we have LA Country Club. I didn't find anyone there I loved as much as PGA and Young. Like I think I already text Mike this. Go bet Cameron Young for the PGA. Homa's at 18. That's short. It's probably going to get shorter, but
Yeah.
man, I love him. LA Country Club. He has a course record. I'm sure we'll talk about that plenty this year, but he has a course record.
I did not know that.
And then the Open Championship this year. So first off, there
You had
US
me. You had
Open,
me.
Jordan.
You had me regretting not doing a bet for Cameron Young, for the Masters also because he.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't
but
love him as much at the Masters.
he was plus 55.
Hmm.
5,500 at the Masters. Even though this is why I'm annoyed with my Fitzpatrick pick. So dude sent me Circa Sports. That's where he was for when I got the sheet of the odds. Fitzpatrick was plus 5,300.
Mhm.
I got him at 25 to 1.
Oh, where did you
At
bet it at?
at Link Hotel.
So that was a poor. Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Fitzpatrick, especially how he's playing. But to go back to Cameron Young, I don't love him at Augusta just because I feel like Augusta takes a lot of creativity around the greens, and you got the shade runoff areas, and you have tough green complexes, and that's not the place I think I'm looking at
Yeah.
Cameron Young right now. Like I want the places where his driver can be a weapon, his ball striking can be a weapon, and just goes from there.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I mean, at the U.S. Open, he could be in play there too. I haven't read up as much on LA Country Club because I've always kind of had my eye on Homa there all year. But,
You and everyone else. You better
yeah,
get
I
your
know.
bet. You better get your bets in before everyone starts betting him.
Oh, it's too late. I know some people have much longer odds there already paying
Really?
in. Okay. And then the last major, the Open Championship is at Royal Liverpool, where last time I was there, 2014, Rory won, but we had Ricky Fowler, we had Adam Scott up on the leaderboard, we had some couple people that no longer exist on the leaderboard. But that just kind of digging a little bit on like what Scott and Fowler did well that week, what Roy did well. Maybe think out Hatton, your boy might be a good. You can get him at 35-1 on DK Sportsbook, so I'm sure you
Okay.
can find even better ones out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, might look at Hatton for the Open. So
Do you know,
just
does DK Sportsbook work in Mexico?
I do not know. It's a good question. You about to go to Mexico?
I am next Friday. So that's where I'm going to be there. Instead of watching the Masters, I'm going to be sitting on a beach.
Did I know this?
Yeah, that's why I can't go to the Chili Peppers. Remember?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. I'll be in Washington State this weekend, departing on Monday. So hopefully I can just get my Masters bets in Sunday night, Monday.
Yeah. Well, text me when you're doing it and see what else, because not available in Mexico, which means I'll have to try and find a VPN that I can install on my phone to pretend like I'm in the US.
Yeah, just the old commuter trick.
Yep.
So we'll obviously we'll talk a lot more about Masters next week and where we end up on our cards. But first off, Jordan's not drinking tonight as he's concerned about something in his stomach. I do have a beer of Lupulin. I think we've talked about that plenty in the pod, but Hui, just
so
a kind
good.
of standard go-to in this household for a nice hazy IPA that doesn't get too crazy on the ABVs. 6.2, just good old IPA.
Yeah. All right. Are we gonna get together for the Masters next week and drink that triple Dream Yard from Modest?
Well, what day are you leaving?
Friday.
Oh, yeah. We should be able to do that.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Because I told you the story about what happened, and I'm not going to go into details about Saturday night after the Wild game. But I thought I went to a Wild game drinking, then a brewery. I got beers to go to, and then went and met my wife, and I just set the beers on the table the whole time we were at the restaurant with the friends. I thought I forgot them there, and then 2 days later, I found them in the car because the wife drove me home, along
Big
with
win.
a pint glass from the brewery that I took from the brewery, walked to the restaurant, had it on the table at the restaurant with me, and then remembered to take home.
That's a big win. I will not mention anything about a chair at the said restaurant.
My ass has stopped hurting.
Jordan had a great Saturday, if you can't tell. Wild game, breweries. It was an all-timer.
Yep. I don't know if the people we ate dinner with will ever want to eat dinner with us again.
So that leads me into Sunday. As Jordan's recovering, he watched a lot of the Valspar, I'm guessing.
A lot of the
Valspar. Mike led us
Not
astray.
Valspar.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike, come on. You didn't even update the thing, and I read it. He watched a lot of the match play. So first off, like that can't be the end of the match play, right? I know everyone's talking about that, but it's such a good event. Kind of a dud the later part of Sunday, but yeah, you had the overtime matches early. Thursday, Friday was just some great golf. Saturday too. Like that can't be the end of it, right?
No, that it's start some other tournament. I don't know what, right? Like there's got to be some way, doesn't there?
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but I think I would love to see it just rotate from a course perspective. But Austin is a great match play course just because it's kind of funky. There's
is.
enough of like
You can drive the green or close to the green,
yeah,
right?
you can
Like,
go for it, or you might hit this rock wall and end up in San Antonio.
yeah.
Unfortunately, but the one thing I did pick up on the No Laying Up podcast, so I'm sure plenty heard that though. It sounds like the reason it's no longer gonna be there, if the tour was still interested in the match play, is the members of Austin Country Club don't want it.
Huh.
They have to give up the course for too long. It's only a one course country club, and the wait list, it's so hard to get. It's a large membership base, and it's so hard to get tee times. They don't want to give up the course for a good chunk of the year.
I mean, it gets them nothing,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like, it fucks up all their grass and everything from the crowds, and they're not looking for new members, I'm guessing, right? Like, it's not.
Correct. And it's not like
That's
they need to know already. Well,
yeah,
and we saw it like when we played Tori. Yeah, Tori, they turned the course over to the tour. It was 4 weeks before.
yeah. Start putting up all the shit. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So for now, match play, rest in peace. But the
Yeah.
listener league last week, JYATD took home the title. Aranam now M2. Hopefully I said that right. I know Mike has it down now,
Yeah.
but he's
You've
been
never been a good one at pronouncing names.
no, I don't pronounce anything right. So no, don't take no offense anyone. He took down second. He's been popping up a lot lately. And then P Fing M. I don't even not sure what we're going for there. He got third. I think Jordan, you came in
I
fourth
think I
or
ended up
fifth.
fifth.
Fifth, and I was sixth right behind you. But yeah, we probably should go win the listener league this week. Some of these guys are probably getting big heads.
I think we
should
at
stop
least
using
try.
it for our pivot lineups.
Yeah.
So
we should. Are we using Mike's excuse? Well, that's
yeah,
how I
yeah.
always put my pivot lineup in there.
Yeah, well, I did my narrative lineup, and that's why it didn't do well.
Sure, Mike. Sure.
The model did just fine. It's kind of a tough event, so we're not going to hold against anyone. Obviously, the landmine out there was Tyrrell Hatton. Who knows? You might have had the hand thing going on, but Scotty Scheffler obviously had a lot of love. Cameron Young had a lot of love. They did well. Homa, Cantlay. So if you listened last week, I tried to pivot quite a bit on my GPPs, and that actually didn't work that hot because the consensus plays for the most part had a good week. So what it is what it is. It's kind of a funky event. You kind of just got to pick a course or pick a path and throw a dart and hope you're right.
Yep.
So Sam Burns obviously
so,
won.
It's so finicky too, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, after the first two rounds, 95% of the way through the first two rounds, I thought I was gonna be just freaking crushing it in my Rainmakers lineup, and then M shits the bed and loses his second round, and then he wins his third round, but it didn't matter because the person that he lost to won, right? Like, and there was another one that I had 2 wins and then a loss, and it's just like you're so close. Nope. Yeah, I had one guy make it through.
Yeah, and that's part of the match play. But I think Rick Runga was talking about it on his podcast this week, like Andrew Putnam, for example, strokes gain wise, he was in the bottom third of the field. Yet he advanced. So and there's like Tom Hoagie, I can't believe we're bringing up his name without Mike here, but Tom Hoagie was a top third player in the field from a strokes game perspective and didn't win the match.
Yeah.
You can run into buzzsaws. What can you do? So it's a fun event. I think there's some angles for DraftKings, but I went down last week.
Yeah.
Did not play near as much as normal from that reason.
Yeah. Well, it slows down too much on Sunday also. Like, I know, like the Sunday morning, they got lucky that it was an amazing thing. So you're okay waiting as long as it was between shots. but like, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, there's enough matches that it's still very interesting. Like watching 4 dudes golf over 5 hours. Like,
Yeah.
I need more.
Well, and there were some good ideas out there. I want to say Jeff Feinberg threw it out, but it's like, why don't you on Sunday, you could have another course nearby, right? That's playing like an amateur match play tournament. You could have a different course in the area that's playing the Champions Tour match play tournament. But then on Sunday, you have the top, final four of the AM and the final four of the Champions Tour and the final four of the actual tour.
That'd be cool.
All playing on the one course. I mean, you got what you got the 6 group matches going off. It's not like they'll have plenty of time, but from a spectator standpoint, that's got to be a lot better because
yeah,
and from a TV viewership standpoint, I think that's a great idea.
Yep, agreed. All right, enough about the match play.
Yeah, so last couple thoughts is Gutsiest plays of the week. We like to call that out. Len Hogberg had Mackenzie Hughes and Kurt Kitayama, who both got through. McClure's picks, if you're looking for safe, high upside stuff, it continues to kill it. I mean, he had Holman Scheffler, so he's not like he's going out there, but on a limb there. But you paired those with what Len Hogberg put out, you would add a great start to a lineup. Yeah, and our one and done hosting site did not do the match play. So there's no movement there, but everyone make sure you get your picks in this week because we're back on the horse for the Valero Texas Open at TPC San Antonio. Jordan, do you remember who won last year?
No.
JJ Spawn, which runs a history of this event. So we'll get into this a little bit. But last year was JJ Spawn with Matt Kuchar finishing second. In 21, Jordan Spieth, which is kind of going to be an outlier, won, but with Charlie Hoffman second. In 2019, Corey Connors won, and this is very unique because he won as a Monday qualifier. So not only did he Monday Q to get in, he won the event, which obviously put him in the Masters. So that's a cool story. But Charlie Hoffman also got second that year. In 2018, Andrew Landry won with Trey Mullinax as a runner-up. And then just hitting on the winners prior to that was Kevin Chappell, Charlie Hoffman, and Jimmy Walker. So
that's really, the A team there.
Yeah, some long shots. I said Charlie Hoffman's name a lot. Not that he's been in great form, but there's probably worse places to look for him. But it's kind of an interesting track. I don't feel like it ever really gets talked about just because of where it falls on the schedule. But it's obviously it's San Antonio, so you got Texas winds, and the prevailing winds, from what I was kind of looking into this time of year, are often out of the north. And the course was built to play harder when you have winds out of the north. So that makes it, set up hard. It's one that you can get off the fairway a little bit and be perfectly fine. The rough's not penal. But if you get way off or substantially off course, you are in huge, huge trouble. Kevin Na, if you have not seen the video from, I believe, 2019, I think it was, but he got a 16 one time on hole 9. I sent that to Jordan right before we start. It's a great video to watch. He is literally in like very thick woods and trying to hit out and hits himself with the ball. It goes on for a long time. It's like a 6-minute video, even though when it's cut up.
We don't miss Kevin Na.
No, not at all. But I enjoyed that video, and he looks really young. And it had to be beyond 2019. I probably got that year wrong, so don't quote me on that. So you want to make sure you avoid bogeys and double bogeys because it does have a very high double bogey rate, and the par 5s are difficult. At least 3 of them are 3 shots, and there's that creek. That's probably the hole anyone would most remember here is that there's a creek right before the green on 18 that usually comes into play on Sundays. So what outside of that, looking for good drives gained, either accurate but not short, or somewhat long but definitely not wild. You can miss, but you just got to miss, close to the fairway, strokes in around the green, double avoidance, and sand saves. So all that said, Jordan, how what are we seeing at the top of the model?
Good question.
I sent you down the rat hole of looking at Kevin Na's video, and then
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's interesting that, the most expensive guy in the field is currently at the top of the model. But what you just told us was crappy players win this tournament, other than Jordan Spieth.
Yep.
So we got Tyrrell Hatton, who's at almost $11,000, 10,900, but with a 90 MPI, which is I feel like a lot of time the number one mentioned person doesn't have that high of MPI because all the schlubs just pick the same couple of guys that should do well. But here he's got 90, which is great. Ben Martin, Aaron Ryan, Brendan Todd are kind of the next grouping here, and they're all the opposite of 7,000, as well as David Lingmerth fits in that with 6 or 7 mentions, and then Corey Connors at 10,100 has 6 mentions as well. So there's quite a lot of group. What do we got? 10 people that have over 20% mention share right now, which means they'll probably get a couple more ticks and be above 25-30% by the time the tournament starts.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an interesting build this week just because of some of the guys you highlight and those guys above 10K. The narrative. I mean, so you have Hatton out there who was playing great, had the hand thing last week, 103. That's going to be a tough click for me at 11,000 almost, unless you really like some of the bottom of the 7K range. I think one place I probably will look is Aaron Ryan at 7,900. Our NPI doesn't love him yet. So I'm hoping some of the high-end contributors that come in tomorrow are looking at him right now. We have Campbell over at Fantasy Data, Matt Joyce over at Stokastic, and Pro Golf Now, or just some of his mentions. So he's getting some look. I'm probably not going to fully stay away. So I think he will make it into my lineups a bit. I'll leave Siwoo for you to talk about, Jordan, because I think you want to go there. But going down board a little bit, Nikolai Haujard. That was very.
You're the
I had
world's
that
worst
down.
pronouncer of names.
Oh yeah, and I can nail that normally, and then I say on the pod, it's just so I'm just gonna leave it at Nikolai. I'm just forget. Yeah, he's 8,000. He's 22% mention share last week right now, but yeah, he had a great week last week, and he's been playing really well on the European tour. So I think he's going to go a little bit underlooked, and someone I want to have in my lineups as well. Rick Gaiman over at Golf Digest is on him. And also Joyce again at Sotastic, and again, Pro Golf Now. So a lot of the same guys. And then I have to mention Matt Kuchar, just because I know I'm going to call out that would 100% be a Mike play. I would be very, very surprised if he didn't go there, and he just has ridiculous course history here. 2nd, 12th, 7th, 51st, 40th, 42nd, 15th. So all the way back to 2015, since it's been played at this course, he has not missed a cut. And yeah, and 2 top 10s and 4 top 15s. What are you looking at, Jordan?
You take so are you putting him in, or are we saying Mike's going to take him?
I'm saying Mike's going to take him. I'm probably going to make the click too, but I know that Mike would have highlighted him.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with a lot of Siwoo. He's been playing great lately. Played pretty well in the match play. Also, I think he'll always probably do better in these these events than the elevated events. Right? I think, I don't know what it is. Even though I'm going to say that now, and then he's going to go out and win the Masters next week. Hopefully.
And he has some great course history here too. I mean, just
Yeah.
the last 5 outings: 13th, 23rd, 4th, 45th, and 22nd.
Let's do it. Let's do it, bro.
Team Woo Train.
The woo man.
The
And
Woo
then I'm
Train.
gonna touch on 2 that are high MPI, and I spaced off there for a second. I don't think you mentioned Ryan Fox.
Nope.
I don't know who he is, but you said a lot of people are on him this week. Can you tell me who Ryan Fox is? Because he's got an 80 on our MPI.
So he is from New Zealand. And he's been on quite the, I mean, he's been playing pretty well. Here, I'll pull up his. So he finished 27th at the Players, 14th at the API. And the reason he's probably not showing up on a lot of people's databases is just because unless they have one that pulls from the European Tour, they don't see a lot of his data. But I mean, he has a 16th finish at the Open in the past. So not only does he have some good near form, but he's showing that high end potential. And he hits the ball a long way, but actually somewhat accurate for a guy that hits it a long way. So I think I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by Ryan Fox this week.
Okay, nice. And then the other MPI that's getting a lot of love. You only got 2 mentions so far, but Thomas Dietrich, who's looking back at he's made a lot of cuts lately, other than the Players, which he shot a 78 and then a 69. So, hats off to him for waking up. But tied 8th last week, 24th, had a withdrawal. So I don't know if he got hurt or what. 33rd, 37th, 37th, 26th, 15th, 2nd. He's only missed 1 cut this season, and it was the Players. And he almost came back. I don't know, what was the cut number line out there? +1 or it was +2, right?
Yes.
And he was +3 after shooting a 78 the first day. So seems to be playing good golf.
Yeah, he's definitely a consistent play, like to your point, and you have to go since after the Players, you got to go back to Corn Ferry Championship when he was still a Corn Ferry player to find a miscut on a tour sanctioned event. So that's pretty impressive, and especially if you're looking at from a cash contest perspective, that I don't know how you can find.
I think I just talked myself into him, Kyle.
Yeah, there you go. Did you lose me, Jordan? Oh, there we go.
No,
Maybe just a different screen popped up. So sorry, technical difficulties.
You good?
All right, so
yeah,
we just the highlight on tiers real quick, and then we'll roll right into the name game. Yeah, a very tough decision, and we usually like to highlight one we think the model is going to help us on, but I'm just going to flat out say it right now. Is tier 2. I have no clue where you're going to go. Corey Connors, Siwoo Kim, Matt Kuchar, Davis Riley, Taylor Montgomery. All people I like in some regards. For different, I mean, I'm probably not playing Corey Connors, but outside of that, a very difficult decision. But I think this week where a model does help is that tier 4, and as Jordan just highlighted, Thomas Dietrich, I think is the place to go down in tier 4. Even though he's not garnering that quite as high a mention share as some others this week, but I think I'm going to make that click over Brendan Todd.
There you go. And how about over Matt Wallace? Didn't he win last week?
He did, but who knows? He's kind of a fiery guy, and he's an Englishman. I'm just assuming he had a lot of fun on Sunday night.
It is crazy. He missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts in a row. Made the cut at the Honda. Finished top 30. Got cut at the Players, and then was top 7 and first at Valspar and Punta Cana. I wonder if he changed caddies.
That's a great question. I don't think he does. He's notoriously fiery at his caddies.
Oh
But
yeah,
they,
he yelled at him. He berated him at the Valspar.
yeah. But it's cool. They're doing it. That a lot of people are on him, so he must have had some good underlying statistics there because I did throw a couple of Punta Cana bets in, but that was not one, unfortunately. Okay. All right, so the name game. Last week Jordan wins, so you weren't even here, Jordan, and I apparently you won. Yeah, you did. Sorry. So the way we did it last week is we each got a quad within the match play bracket, and you just got whoever came out of that quad. So we drafted quadrants. Uh, and funny enough, even though Scotty got fourth, he came in second in in DraftKings points. So Jordan won with Burns at 207. Mike had Scotty at 191. The listeners had Cameron Young at 178. And I had Rory at 172. So standings in the year, Jordan increases his lead over the listeners by 2, and me and Mike are bringing up the rear. So this week, we have 2-man teams. We're playing the Davis +1 game.
Oh, Davis +1.
Davis +1. You ready?
Are all the +1s? Do they also have first names as last names as first names?
Nope. You would be proud because you usually get mad that I don't balance the salaries enough. So
look at
I worked
you.
hard at balancing salaries here as best you can. I mean,
Yeah,
you'll see what we're going with in a second. So the first team up for auction here is Davis Riley, 9,500, and he is teamed with Peter Lansborough. He's a Monday qualifier at 6K. He's 35. All I could find on the guy is 35 years old. He's a member of Northridge Country Club, and he went to American River College. File that
okay,
one away.
I'm gonna not pick that one.
Second, well, just wait. Secondly, you have Cameron Davis, or Cam Davis, 8,300. He's partnered with JB Holmes, who is 40 years old and also costs $6,000. Age is important because kind of a team here eventually. Next, you have Davis Thompson, Team DT. Davis Thompson's $8,100, and he's partnered with Brian Gay at 51 years old and $6,000.
Brian
And
Gay is
lastly,
51 years old.
yeah. Lastly, you have Davis Love III, who is 58 years old, $6,000, and he last made a cut at the RSM in November of 2021. And went on to finish 68th. But that's the fourth Davis on the field. So you have Davis Riley, Cam Davis, Davis Thompson, Davis Love III. And Davis Love III is part of hashtag Team Old Guy. He's with Matt Kuchar, 9,200. So, I mean, it's either pick your poison with the Davis or pick Matt Kuchar with Davis Riley because the rest of them probably aren't going to help you a whole lot. But you never know. JB Holmes, Brian Gay, or Peter Lansborough, they could come through.
Wait, who goes first?
Well, let's let the listeners go first. So I'm gonna say the listeners are gonna pick Cam Davis and JB Holmes.
That's who I was gonna pick, Kyle.
Well, that's right in the middle of the pack.
I love people that play with black gloves.
Does JB Holmes play with back? That's Aaron Rye.
Wasn't he the black glove guy?
That's Aaron Rye.
Yeah, well, Aaron Rye is the new JB Holmes. Let me see. Yeah, oh yeah. Black glove guy. It actually even looks like a winter glove that he just wears all the time.
So I made the game, but I'm gonna go next, and I'm actually gonna take the lowest dollar value option on the board. I'm gonna go with Davis Thompson and Brian Gay.
Okay. Mike gets last because he's in Vegas.
Yeah. So do you want Davis Love? Do you want hashtag Team Old Guy, or do you want Davis Riley and Peter Lansborough?
I'm gonna go Riley and Lansborough.
Okay.
Because I know Davis Love isn't making the cut. Lansborough at least has a chance since he qualified here Monday.
Yeah, then maybe. I mean, I probably like then even Davis Riley's versus Kuchar's upside, but yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. All right,
Damn.
listeners,
Okay.
you
Should
have
I, should I
Cam
change
Davis
it?
and
Do I
JB
need
Holmes.
No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
you're good. Stick with the gut. So, there's a reason I came up with that theme. So the betting card for the week isn't full yet. I still have Walmart to fire on. Just to look at last week, I did hit Cam Young with a top 4 finish to make the that broke even on me for the match play, but I did not hit either bet at Putakana. This week I have bet Cam Davis, Davis Riley, Davis Thompson, and not Davis.
What are Davis Love's odds?
I have not looked. I don't know. So I have Cam Davis, Davis Riley, Davis Thompson, 40, 30, and 55. I know I missed some of the good numbers there, but that's what we get for not living in the betting state. Then I do have Higo at 92, and I have an open spot for my 5th guy on the card. I haven't decided yet. Swimming around a couple guys, trying to figure out which long shot oldie guy, basically, because that's apparently what's good here. That I'm gonna look at. But as normal, all those guys to win top 20 and then first round leader.
A long shot old guy that's playing here, Kevin Streelman.
Kevin Streelman. He is not one of the short list, but I will get out. Since I don't have the full card yet, I'll send out a tweet. So keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
Anything else, Jordan? Anything else in your mind? Maybe I need to go bet David Lingmerth because he's getting a little love in the model as well.
Yeah, and he's almost a Davis.
I like it. There you go. Yeah, maybe. I like it.
No, I don't know. Get your one and done picks in.
All right. Well, thanks for coming along for the ride with Jordan and I. Next week, I promise it will be a full effort. We'll have all 3 of us, possibly in person, it sounds like. Jordan's bringing triple IPAs. Who knows? Maybe he'll put them on a table, fall out of a chair, and we'll see where it goes. See ya.
I didn't fall out of the chair. The chair tipped over and I was on it. There's a difference there. I didn't just slide off of a chair.
Happy Masters, y'all.